Welcome to Ambient Guitar Gear Review. On today's video, I'd like to look at the, wait for it, Strymon Riverside Multistage Drive, a truly incredible overdrive pedal that combines an analog circuit with digital modeling. Can't wait to demo this one for you. What I'm going to do is go through the features and controls, talk about the drive a little bit, and then we'll get into some demos. This video will be somewhat long, so I will provide some time markers here for you so you can skip around on the video easily. I'll also put them in the video description. With that, let's get to work. All right, here's a close-up of the Riverside. Again, this unit combines an analog circuit, a JFET circuit, with digital DSP to produce its overdrive tones. Strymon says that as you adjust the controls, that the DSP works in conjunction with the analog circuit to automatically tune the overall tone stack, gain stages, etc. of the overdrive to optimize it for whatever your settings are. And you can really hear it as you use this unit. What I'd like to do now is just review the controls. On the upper left-hand side, we have the drive knob. It does exactly what you would expect, reduces or lowers the amount of drive in the circuit. In conjunction with drive, there's also a gain switch right here, this little guy. And that allows you to set the gain staging to low or high. So it's kind of analogous to adding or removing stages of gain in an amp or analog overdrive circuit. We also have a push switch that really adjusts the overall tonality of the circuit. It's either the upper selection is normal, and if you push it down, it emphasizes the mids. The next big knob over here is the overall level knob. This will allow you to balance out the Riverside with your clean tone. The three knobs here in the middle are probably what you expect: bass, middle, and treble, and they are very, very responsive. We also have an on-off switch, and it is true bypass, and we have a switch for a favorite, which is kind of cool. You can set the drive up the way you'd like it, press and hold the favorite switch, and it will store that preset so you can kind of have a two selection kind of setting, maybe mild overdrive and then a lead tone. And then on the front of the drive, so I'll just show you the manual instead of moving the Riverside, there are a few different controls that you have available. From, let's see, we'll go left to right. We have the in control, in jack, as you would expect. We have the out jack. We have a presence setting up here. So it kind of works like an amp presence setting. Instead of being continuously variable, there we go, it is a 3-position selector switch. There's also a boost jack where you can plug in an external pedal to give you additional boost. So you just hit the pedal, it amps up the boost, turn off the pedal, boost goes down. There's also an expression pedal jack, and you can assign any control on the Riverside to that expression pedal. So that's pretty cool. And then finally, the power, and there is an included 9-volt power adapter. All right, so what I'd like to do now is get into some sounds. Let's do it. All right, so here is my clean tone. Okay, so it's basically a Fender Deluxe Reverb kind of a tone. And I'm on the bridge pickup, and I did add just a little bit of room reverb, just so it wasn't so dry sounding. All right, so let's get into the Riverside, check out some of these sounds here real quick. So I've got everything set up pretty much in the kind of out-of-the-box positions. Middle knobs are all in the middle. Gain is at low. Push is at normal. Let's check it out here. Okay, so pretty cool sound. Let me bring that drive down here. Okay, so you can hear with the drive, especially when you're in the low gain setting, when you bring that drive down, you get a pretty clean sound. Just a little bit of breakup. So that's lesson number one. You can use this in a low setting for really kind of general tonal use. And then as you increase the drive, it feels kind of like an amp as you're increasing that drive. It really does. And one of the cool things is you would expect on a high-end drive like this, as you lower the volume on your guitar, the tone will, the gain, the overdrive, will clean right up, kind of as you would expect on a good tube amp. And that's another thing, it's very touch sensitive. So pretty cool there. Let's play around with just a couple of the knobs here in general. I'm going to pull that back down. Let's listen to the difference between low and high gain with the knob in the middle. The drive knob. Low gain, so let's switch it to high. So it's kind of like switching from the normal to the lead channel on a good tube amp. Let me pull the drive up pretty far here, and let's hear what the lead tone is. Sorry for the crappy playing, but you get the picture. All right, so let's take it down back to the low gain, and let's play around with the push a little bit. So we're back to kind of our default standard tone. All right, let me push it now. With the push, we'll go to mid. So you can hear we're getting additional boost, if you will, in that mid-range frequency. And the high gain. Okay, so there's a lot of tonal variety without even hitting the various tone knobs. So let's check them out next. We'll put the push back in normal. So here's our default sound again. Let's bring up the bass. Bring the bass all the way down. Let's try the mid. Pretty cool. Lots of usable tonal variety here. Let's try the treble. One way I like to use drives like this is to really crank the mids, lower the bass a little bit, maybe leave the treble about in the middle. This actually reminds me of my THD univalve amp that I used to own with a vintage French 6V6 GT tube in it. Yeah, and you're thinking, Bill, you're a real geek. But yeah, when I had that univalve, I used to collect tubes and check out the tonalities. This really reminds me of an old vintage 6V6 tube. Especially that. All right, so let's go to high gain with some of these tone controls. Pretty cool. Now, let's see. Can we do the scooped mid thing here? Let's try that. See what we get. Okay, I'm not going to play any more of that and make a fool out of myself. You guys that know how to play some of the heavier styles of music, you can kind of figure out what that's going to sound like. But, you know, it's pretty cool. So it's got a lot of different tones in it. So let's check out the favorite switch. So I'm going to set everything down to kind of we'll do the mids, but kind of a fairly clean setting. So let's say I'm playing a song and this is my rhythm tone. Okay, and I'm coming up to the big lead part. I can hit my favorite switch and then I can add in some delay. Yeah, I gotta add in delay. Then I can go back to my pretty cool. Lots of flexibility there, and we haven't even gotten into presence, expression pedal, boost, and all the rest. So what I like to do now is take the Strymon manual. Let me pull it up here so you can see it. There we go. And we've got 6 settings there. I'm just going to run through all 6 real quick. I'm not going to say anything. Just going to run through each one to give you a feel for some of the ways that Strymon suggests potentially setting up the pedal for different sounds. So let's get to that. Well, there you have it, the Strymon Riverside Multistage Drive. This box has tonal complexity and depth. It has amazing gain staging. It has just lots and lots of different features on it. It is an ideal drive, in my opinion, for any ambient guitarist to consider. And, actually, I'd have to say any electric guitarist to consider. It blows me away. Highly recommend you check it out. Anyway, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. I've got ambient guitar-related content coming every week. And if you're interested, you can also check out Chords of Orion Music. And as always, I'll see all of you on the next video.